Hi everyone, welcome to the second to last Polkadot Inc. Bootcamp workshop. I'm sure you're all really sad that the bootcamp is coming to an end so soon, but today we have another really exciting workshop from the CoinFabrik team, who I'm going to invite up now, and we're going to be learning about the tool that they've developed, which is Scout, that you can use for writing secure and safe ink contracts. So in the email before this session, I sent out instructions on what you need to do in order to follow along with this session. But if you're not following along, then you can always watch the recording and go from there. So don't worry about having all of this installed beforehand if you haven't done it already. I'm sure you'll be able to watch the recording. Hi.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you? How's everyone?
I'm very good. And Facundo is... Oh, okay. I will leave the stage to you.
Hello.
Awesome. So hello, everyone. We're going to be presenting Scout today. Scout is a static analyzer for Rust-based blockchain. It started on Inks, and it's the one we've been working on the most. So I'm going to share a presentation. I'm going to turn off the camera. We're going to start with a little bit of an intro, telling you about what motivates us to build the tool and how was our process, mostly in the beginning, and how we turned it into a Rust-based motor to build new static analyzers. And then Facu is going to take on with the technical workshop. Give me a second here. Here we go. Can you see me now? Yes. Great. Let's go here. So Scout by CoinFabrik. Let us introduce us. We are CoinFabrik. We are a software blockchain research and development and cybersecurity firm. We do audit, we do research on new and green fields where we try to develop new developer tools to help different ecosystems. We love Ink and the Polkadot ecosystem. We've been working here for more than a year and a half, 2 years now, I think, on research and auditing even longer. So as a company that has a dedicated auditing team, we see a common problem of the loss of crypto assets due to hacks. A lot of teams, it's hard sometimes to be at the upfront of the latest security best practices in ecosystems that are evolving constantly. So, and tools, at the very least on Ethereum, what you could find in working on Solidity, usually gave terrible output that was only useful to really specialized developers that take the time and had the knowledge to discard the different and unuseful false positives and to find false negatives when they were. The current solution is manual audits. As everybody knows, manual audits are expensive and not every team can afford it. And a lot of times in new ecosystems that are just starting, it's really hard to find companies that could audit. So our solution was to find a new bug detection tool that was easy to use, not only for auditors, but also for the entire developer team. That also means QA, even a PM should be able to use it to be able to give feedback into the team. And you should have different ways to be completely transparent on how you present the results also to your community. So it should be integrated into GitHub as well. We wanted to assist the entire team, not only external companies that give you feedback once every development cycle, but a tool that could go with you along the entire way. The tool should detect the vulnerabilities, but also best practice deviation. We should have standards on how we code. The same way you can find it on Web 2. We need to start working like that in Web 3, so we can have code that is reusable and scalable. On that point, we started building Scout. When we started on Ink, the first thing we did was research the audit base. What were other companies on top of us finding in the ecosystem and in the different Ink palettes, implementations of the Ink palettes? And there we started categorizing. We based ourselves on different categorizations we found in Solidity and always our own work we had done previously on NEAR, and tried to establish categorization scheme that was useful for the entire ecosystem and for everyone on the Ink ecosystem to be able to build on top of. So feel free to go check the GitHub and build on top of that as well, please. Also, key focus of the entire process was to build an open source tool where the entire ecosystem can collaborate and build their own detectors, their own implementations, so we can all grow into a safer ecosystem together. After we categorize the vulnerabilities, we work with our auditing team to select and prioritize which ones should we focus first. Then we build our POC. That took us like 2 months trying different implementations. We ended up building on top of Clippy and working around different things we were finding along the way to make it the most usable possible. Then we decided that once we had the POC working, we needed to move into an MVP. So that means working on the infrastructure, refactoring most of our code, and started to think on the output. So we wanted to move a little bit beyond the command line interface. That's what you find in most tools, and that's what most developers are accustomed to, trying to think around those complicated error messages. So we started trying to see different standards. We find standards we could apply here and could also help the tool to be more easy to contribute to. We also think that there are people on the team that are not used to command line interface or even a JSON object. So we wanted to give a more friendlier interface. And we started building a dynamic HTML output where you can see with tables and rows the different vulnerabilities and categories that are found in your project. And for you to be able to give transparency to the entire community, we build a GitHub Actions that runs on every commit and gives a comment as an output and leaves a comment with the output of the tool. So everyone on the team is informed, and the entire community that follows your project can also contribute if something comes up on Scout. You should also be able to turn on and off different detectors to customize. So we wanted a tool that could suit every project's needs. And if something is desired and it's part of what the team is intending to do, and they have thought about the security concerns, they should be able to turn off the detector for that project to be able to use the tool and not have buggy, messy issues all the time. So I think with that, Facu, I'm gonna leave my intro and kick it off to you, so we can start with the demo. And you can see what the tool actually does, how many detectors we have, how can you use it in your projects. The idea is that you don't only use us and give us feedback, which is incredibly valuable, and we really hope you do. But you can also contribute. And if you find like you are building a new detector for your project and it could be useful for the rest of the community, please leave us a pull request. Comment if you find any issue, leave us the issues on the repo. The repo is public, it's open source for all of us to contribute. The source was born on the Polkadot ecosystem, and it's the one we are always trying to keep updating and working and leading the way on the other implementations of Scout. So we are really thankful for the Encode Club for letting us present here, and hope you guys and girls find the motivation to start working on Scout as well. We're really excited about what we're building. Facu, I'm kicking it up to you.
Okay, so Scout works. Do you want to hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Last time I was talking mute, so I'm checking. Scout works using the Rust compiler. It checks on every intermediate representation of the language different things. For example, in the AST, HAR, and MAR, we check with dilint, early lints, late lints, and late lints with tainting to check different things that we need different information from the compilation steps. After we get all the output from the detectors, we can send them to the CLI to show them in the VS Code extension, or output them in different formats that we have right now to view the findings. Fede, go to the next one. So right now we have a customizable CLI that it's pretty powerful to check, to filter and get the different types of outputs. We have the VS Code extension. We have here it says vulnerability map, but it's in the documentation. We have each vulnerability mapped to a category that we believe it's the appropriate for that vulnerability, and it's easier to track them and check if the problem is an authorization problem, an arithmetic error, or something like that. And then we have the GitHub action that runs on every time you push to one repo. And if it's a pull request, you can have the output of Scout on a comment in the pull request. Well, let's see Scout. Fede, can you share me the document again? I lost access.
Yes, of course, Paco. I'm gonna stop sharing here.
Yeah. So I will share right now. Here. I think I'm sharing right now. Let me know if everyone sees this.
You are sharing, but they can zoom in. Amazing.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna open a new. Yeah, right now.
Go on, Paco. There you have the link.
Too small.
Click the link.
Right, and right now.
No, it's perfect. I think we don't read it perfect.
Okay, I'm checking because terminal size is a really common problem. So yeah, you can run a Scout, and you can install a Scout using the card install Scout audit. That's but I think everyone got the installation guide from our README. So yeah, this is the way to install Scout in general. And Scout then auto detects if you are running it on an Inc project or a project from another Rust-based blockchain. So to run it, you can do a cargo Scout audit. A little slow the first time. This is not the first time, so it was really fast. But keep in mind that Scout needs to compile the entire contract as if it were compiled with cargo contract. Right now, we have these findings that a Scout finds. And here at the end, we have a summary of in which contract it was found, in which status it is. If one contract could not compile, the other ones are still checked, and the assessment of the vulnerabilities found. So yeah, I think I'm gonna check right now. Yes. So the next slide I'm not gonna share again because it's a mess, but it's a VS Code extension that I have right now installed. It's here Scout audit, this one, and you have to have also installed a Rust analyzer, and I really recommend Error Lens, this one, to have the error as a whole line instead of only a squiggly line below the error, like this in the minimap here. We have, for example, this warning here. It's this one, and if you get your mouse over it, you have the same message here. This uses the same motor as Clippy, so it will work almost without any problem if you already use Rust Analyzer. And for example, this one is a transfer value. We have this one. So yeah, it works really, really well with VS Code. And well, I can share right now. Give me a second. I can share the other slide here. This is an example of how the Scout GitHub action works. You can get something like that, something like this in your .github /workshop workflows, and you can get every message you get on your every push you do. If it's an pull request, you will get an output on the pull request with the Mshik PR comment. The next one, no, this is the last one. So let's go back to the to VS Code to show you how we can get these things fixed. Because yeah, we are using Scout, but why is it useful to use Scout? We get here the, for example, this is the hardest one. Let's do another one. First, this one. We know self-end transferred value without the payable modifier will always return 0. So we have this function that if you transfer more than 100 tokens, you get to be the admin of the contract. But in this case, every time this will be 0. So you need to change this to payable. On save, if you have Rust Analyzer configured to do that, it will check again everything, and this is again the same. It's checking right now, and this finding will be there no more. We can run Cascade audit here to check. We don't have this one right now, so that's how you fix and how you use the output, how you make useful the output of Scout to you. For example, we have here, I think, I don't know in which one, here. This function says it returns an error, but it only returns okay. So maybe we can simply not return an error and only return a void value because it's not needed. Change admin. This is a really weird change admin function, but we will need something like if self dot end color. Yeah, that one. If self end color is self admin, we change the admin. So only the admin can change the storage. We know that changing the storage is something that not anyone should do, so we need to check. Also, we need to check if and admin this different to new account ID from 0. So we don't pass the zero address, making this detection. We also have the insert function here that we are modifying something like balance from another account ID without checking if the color is the admin. So we can do the same if self and color is self-admin. Yeah, exactly like that. So you have some check of who is calling this function. Also, we got this one. This one is really weird because when you get a value, a lazy value, this one is a lazy value in the storage. We can show you the storage, this value. We don't get a reference to that value. We get a copy. So after checking if the val, after adding the number, you need to do self dot lazy value set b, a reference to b. Oh yeah, we need to make this mutable. So yeah, we need to modify manually the lazy values because getting it does not get you a reference to that value that in other languages it wouldn't make sense, and here it would make sense too, but it's not like that, so we need to check that. Also, we have right now only one error still. Oh, I don't know why. Let me check because this one it's weird that's still it's appearing. I don't know, maybe it's panicking on something. Well, this is one of the cases that we have this default, this how to turn off the warning. This seems to be not working because I fixed the error that this is saying me to check, but it's still throwing the error. Maybe it's because I did it like this. Oh, I know. Maybe it's because I checked this one and I have to check. We have a few updates to make to some of the detectors, but this should be working well. Maybe it's this. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, we need to check more cases when you check both things and in the same if condition. And the last one, it's one that I want to be like that. I have this loop that it's working. I know it needs to be like this, and I need, because I say so, I know I will not be out of gas checking this loop. If I iterate all over one iterable value without checking limits, I could iter a really big element, a really big collection, and then I could not finish it because I will get out of gas really quick. So we can get this node here and check in this loop, allow DOS unbounded operation. This is a non-linked warn that we can change, but it's not needed. And then we do scout audit, and then we should get no, why? Maybe because it should be here. Oh, it hung. Why? Oh, this is, yeah, I saw the bug report for this error today, and yeah, a scout will hang sometimes if you have no links with an allow. So we need to fix this ASAP, but yeah, you have no output right now. We can get this deleted to check the output. Yeah, so we have this one, and you can get the other the functions. So you, for example, can exclude this last detector that was called DOS unbounded operation. So this detector will not run. So yeah, you have it here. It doesn't run, and you don't need to. It doesn't run in any contract you have, not only on this detection, but on anyone. Then you can do the list detectors flag to check every detector that you have here in Ink. Right now we have 34. A lot of them are really small checks that would make your code better, right? Like the panic error or the unwrap and expect usage. But it's not. But you have also the server test address or the set code hash, set contract storage that are really serious issues if you have them. And for example, you can get the output format in Markdown. It's simpler. Output formats, Markdown. You get this report here with a peer review that has an explanation of the issue that's almost equal to the one on the documentation. We can get to this file and it would get you here. It's here, yeah. So yeah, we have also a lot of other output formats like JSON and the Zarif for checking it with the GitHub Zarif format. In PDF, I think you need something else installed, and the HTML that Fede would kill me if I do not show you this one. I will make this git status, git restore everything to restore every bug here and check the HTML output. It will open. I will share it right now. Sorry, I'm not sharing complete screen. So scout the report. Yeah, this is more for non-technical people or higher ups that wants to see the output of the scout and if something is going really bad. So we have this that works, at least for me, it's really useful. And you can check almost every other vulnerability and where it happened, the source, and if you click here, it will go to the documentation with everything explained for and you have here the date if you want to save this for comparison after a few weeks, I think, for example. And we have here where the occurrences happened if you click here in analytics. So yeah, I think that's Scout for everyone. We can go back to the presentation to finish. Contribute to Scout, creating a new detector, adding new test cases, adding a whole new vulnerability class, because Scout is open source, so everyone can check it, and well, it's always a really good experience to contribute, and we would really love to see any one of you contribute, even for documentation. Or I think in one moment we talk about making Scout in Spanish and in other languages, so you can get the output on your language. And yeah, we are CoinFabrik. We have more than 10 years of experience on blockchain, and at least Fede and I work on research and development. We were on Scout almost since the beginning. So yeah, this is for our other presentation. So yeah, if any one of you have any questions, please.
It's a very cool tool, as Anton has said. Thank you very much to you guys and the CoinFabrik team for building Scout. It's really useful for developers like everyone in this bootcamp currently to have a tool that can help them with their security of their contracts. In terms of questions, we don't have any in the session at the moment, but I'm sure that everyone wants to try out the tool, and we've given you the guides for how to do so. Oh, there is actually a question in the question tab. Adam has asked, what are some common vulnerabilities that you've found recently?
Well, at least for me, the ones that are more frequent are the checks for ownership, because they are really, really common. And if you want to modify some kind of mapping and the key is an account ID, you have maybe things that you do not want to be able to be modified. Like any user should not be able to change another user balance. And the other issue that I saw recently in one contract that I was doing, it was a delegate call issue, because delegate calls in Polkadot are really, really weird, at least for me. So yeah, I think those are really common. And if I have to guess, overflow checks, if you are on Inc 4 or below, are almost every contract have them. Right now, Inc 5 enforces overflow checks, check it arithmetic. So it's not that useful anymore, that detector. But if you are still on Inc 4, yeah, that's something to check for.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for the CoinFabrik team? Otherwise, I'll put it up on the screen now. Is the tool intended only for auditing Encode, or can it be used on all Rust-based contracts?
It's
So it was
right now.
originally.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Paco, you go.
Okay. Right now, it was original. Yeah, following what Fede was saying, it was intended for Inc contracts and a dev tool for Inc developers, but it grew really well in the Stellar ecosystem that's also Rust based. So right now you can use it in both those ecosystems, in the Ing language and in the Soroban language, but you could use it on any Rust-based contract if it's in Rust and you made the detectors for that chain. It's really extensible. It's really easy to add a new chain. It's only to change, I think it's almost literally 3 lines of code to add, and adding new detectors. So yeah, it's really easy to create to extend the tool to new Rust-based contracts that are not right now supported.
Very cute. We've got another question from Aaron who's asking if there's demand for ink auditors and where would those opportunities be if you have any sort of insight into that.
I think you can always look for Unify. You can always look for career opportunities, and you should always check the ecosystem, different Discord groups. I think there's always demand for auditors on Ink. There are a lot of new projects with all the effort to revamp Ink within 5.0 and everything. It's always, I think, a good opportunity to get into the security side. And even if you don't make it into being a full auditor, you're going to add a lot of value to any team as a developer that knows its security and Ink.
Yeah, and yeah, it's to Immunify. It's a really cool place to check if you want to see audits or audit contracts yourself.
Aaron says, thank you. Oh, I hope that wasn't my background noise. Right, awesome. So 20 minutes back to go and test the Scout tool. So the email that I sent you earlier today has all of the links that you need and documentation. So give it a try. I'll post your progress in the Discord server if you're completing homework for graduation. And if you have any questions for the CoinFabrik team, is there a way that they can contact you guys?
Yeah, they can list me at facu@coinfabrik.com, and I will check that everyone gets their questions answered. And yeah, I will right now.
And if any team is working and would like to incorporate Scout into the workflow and find any complication or doubt about the process, don't hesitate to ping us, and we can allocate a few office hours to actually help you and get it running and get your feedback. That will be really valuable to us. So count on that and let us know. And again, thank you to the awesome people of the Encode Club for this space and being able to share the tool with you guys.
Thank you for coming in and giving this workshop. This is a really cool tool that you've introduced to our bootcamp. So it's really, really great that you've been able to join us. So it doesn't look like we have any questions. Facundo has put the links to the Scout GitHub in the chat for anyone who wants it. The chat will be open until you close the meeting. So make sure you keep note of those. Otherwise, they were in the email that I sent around earlier. Or you can DM me on Discord if you didn't get it. But we'll end there for today. Thanking the CoinFabrik team one last time, and thanking all of you guys for joining us for our second to last workshop. And we'll see you all on Thursday for our final workshop, which is the rescheduled chain extension workshop from last week that had to be rescheduled. So that'll be on Thursday at the same time as normal. So we'll see you all then, and have a good rest of your day.
Have a nice week.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.